Good evening, good evening, folks. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do, the usual disclaimers. If you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center didn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit. They did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused, so please read the article and share it on all your social media. Also included is NeuroClastic's public statement in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC actually sees through with their threat. Trigger warning 1. When we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center and Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you do got young children present, please go ahead. Make sure to utilize the headphones, all right? Number 2, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously, parental supervision is very much advised, all right? Okay, so back where we left off. We considered the opinions of the panel members, allergies, folks, sorry, and other experts, some of who support the use of ESDs for SIB or AB. Yeah, I remember tearing those guys apart. And some who do not. Generally, more gave weight to the expert opinions about scientific subjects than opinions from laypersons about scientific subjects. Although expert opinions are generally weaker scientific evidence than studies, the weight of such opinions is increased, for example, when they report data or include confirmatory or supportive citations to peer-reviewed scientific references. The subject of the matter is within the author's expertise, and the opinion is based on regular professional practice or firsthand experiences, and or the offerer is free from conflicts of interest. This makes it abundantly clear, folks. Makes it abundantly. Hear me on this. Abundantly clear what they were doing and why. It mentions here directly conflicts of interest, which means some of the comments that they left out were those who had a very obvious dog in the fight. That's also why a lot of the so-called JRC studies were not even allowed in, because the folks who were cooking up those studies were the folks whose feet were being held to the fire. You know what I mean? You can't simply, if you're the one being questioned, submit your own study as evidence in your favor. That's not how any of this works. What they are going to want is exactly what they're referencing here. Studies that are recent from researchers, institutions, what have you, that do not have any connections to the JRC or the GED debate. Okay? You can't have a dog in a fight. Their opinions, and in particular their experience in regards to how these other treatment programs and plans have worked, hold immense weight. In particular because the JRC is the only place that engages in this form of aversive therapy. Everybody else, even those who still champion ABA, although they still use aversives, it's not the more physical kind like what's administered at the JRC. For them to speak as professionals in the same field as Dr. Matthew Israel is 100% relevant, because they're witnesses in regards to how well these other programs work and how well they don't. Okay? Just saying. We consider opinions from commenters and others, including individuals at the JRC, their parents, JRC staff, and JRC itself, although such opinions merit relatively less weight in the drawing of scientific conclusions, which is very, very explainable as we've already gone over. The treatment program, even though this is mainly going after GED, was on trial, folks. That's legitimately kind of what was going on during that time period. Therefore, the opinions of the JRC in regards to their own device that they themselves constructed means jack. Literally means jack, folks. Because they have a dog in a fight. Very obviously, they are embedded in confirmation bias. If they are not completely amortal, sadistic, sociopathic fucks, there's still confirmation bias to deal with, because you're going to want to see what you want to see as opposed to what the hell is actually going on. Therefore, it makes sense that these other doctors and experts in the field with the same medical degrees as those who work at the JRC, why their opinions on the subject matter is going to be given more weight than that what is being coming from the JRC side. Because the JRC is not having nearly the amount of doctors to back them up as we are. That's just point blank fact. The few that do are dinosaurs from a bygone era, and there are more and more retiring every single year. Mainstream medical model opinion is, folks, that physical aversive therapy is barbaric, it's torture, and it belongs in the past, along with the horrific institutional age. I mean, I would have gone with them. But again, where we shot ourselves in the foot in spite of having all the weight, all the evidence, all the expert opinions, everything on our side, is that the FDA got skittish. Did not name the GED specifically, leaving ample holes that the JRC, being the shady bastards that they are, fully exploited. We're going to go ahead and close on that, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to utilize those comments. I do appreciate your time tonight. And as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you in a few minutes.